Boom! What's going on? Darin, Steen here. Are deadlifts needed for gains? So I'm going to be super transparent here. That's really the only way I know how to be. I'm going to put out a video a day and parallel to what Mark Lobliner of Tiger Fitness puts out. Because he shot a video the other day that pissed me off. If you don't know me, so I'm going to give my spin on whatever video he puts out because he knows how to grow a YouTube channel. That's for damn sure. So I'm going to talk about are deadlifts needed for gains, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So I'm 53 years young. If you don't know me, I'm a drug-free for life guy. I had a surgery at the age of 2, took a kidney out, so I stayed natural and holistic my entire life through 14 years of football and then 28 years of competing as a pro bodybuilder in the WNBF. Back in the day, I competed on the stage with Kai Green. So I can relate to the drug bodybuilding world very well, Mark. And so I just saw an interview with Dorian Yates. I respect the hell out of Dorian Yates. Dorian said that he loves Ronnie Coleman and he wishes him very well. But Ronnie Coleman can't walk right now. His back's had 3 or 4 surgeries. Ronnie Coleman's about my age, if not. I did a booth actually with Ronnie Coleman at one of the events at Olympia. I worked the same booth with him. I got a picture of me side by side, and I out-angled him, and my arms look a little bit bigger than his, so that was really fun. But, you know, it's all about angles usually. Anyway, Ronnie Coleman's in bad shape, and Dorian Yates respectfully said, I hope him to get better and he can walk better, but most likely Ronnie made some bad decisions in working out. He went heavy, 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 lightweight, baby, and he basically powerlifted and bodybuilt together. He did fast movements, powerlifting movements, and his spine and joints paid the price. So Dorian Yates said that he stopped deadlifting off the floor about 5 years into his career, and he stopped squatting about 5 years into his career. And they told him at the time, you're not going to be able to build a Olympia level champion physique without squatting and deadlifting. And he says, I did. And I did rack pulls, which I'm going to show you. I love rack pulls. I personally have deadlifted off the floor for half to 3/4 of my career in the last 35 years. I still deadlift off the floor, but I like rack pulls better. And I'm going to go with what Dorian Yates says. Let's do deadlifts because it's a great movement, anabolic, can boost your testosterone hormones naturally without injections of somatropin and growth hormone and all the risk of that, and keep your joints safe. I'm going to demonstrate a set here, and he said he squatted and did legs on a Smith machine and not free weight squats. Started that about 5 years into his career, and he obviously built the physique of the overall Olympia champion. Don't quote me on it, 6, 7, 8 years. So Dorian Yates says you don't need to deadlift to build a killer physique, and I tend to agree with him. So hand straps or no hand straps on back movements. I say it's a personal, I like to do half and half. Your grip strength in your forearm and hands are going to increase when you do back movements, deadlifts, rows, pull downs, chin ups, pull ups, when you do back exercise with no grip aids or straps. So I like to say, the first half of the workout, don't use straps to get more in tune with the metal. You can feel the muscles better and work on your grip strength. Then the last half of the workout, use grip aids so you can take the focus off the hand and the grip where it's almost shot halfway through and then focus more on the back. And if you're coming to me and you haven't heard of my stuff before, I did compete with Kai Green in the WNBF, World Natural Bodybuilding Federation in New York, in his first 2 years of his career when he was 19 or 20. His physique looked amazing then. He was beating everybody for the money, the 40-year-old guy's old man muscle, and they called him the natural phenomenon. And man, could he pose. I liked his physique better then. I liked his posing routine better then because he was agile. He was like Michael Jackson on the floor. Amazing. You think he's good now? You should have seen his shit back then when he was 19, 20 years old. And then he obviously went to the NPC, started to use some drug enhancements, and now he is where he is. But with that being said, I did have one of the most recognizable back double biceps in the pro bodybuilding world. I beat most everybody's back double bicep pose. It's not the most massive, but it's very, very detailed. So I know a lot about back exercises. My back was a weak part of my physique because I was a football player, 14 years of football, hold the all-time tackle league record at Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais, Illinois, my hometown where the Bears hold their training camp at. I hold the all-time tackling record there, played 5 years there, played 2 years at semi-pro in Joliet, and then I tried out for the Bears in 1988. Two-day tryout in Platteville was awesome, but I didn't make it. I got to hang with Jim McMahon, The Fridge, Perry, Dent, Singletary. I banged with the boys for 2 days. My career was over. The next day I went into the gym. Dale Kimberly got a hold of me, a local bodybuilder down in Kankakee YMCA. Then he started me bodybuilding. I said, how the hell do you bodybuild? It's so weird, so different. Way different than football powerlifting. Nutrition's different, slower, lighter weights. Kai Green's good at explaining that. So with that being said, my back was weak because I just was a football player, just pushing weights this way, right? Squats and hang cleans and chest presses. You know, I could bench press 420 back at Olivet, which was for a natural drug-free for life guy, was pretty good. And so I had to, if I was going to become a pro, recognizable bodybuilder and bang with the boys, who else is someone? Kiyoshi Moody. Who knows Kiyoshi Moody? 8-time natural Olympia overall champion, came out of the NPC, and then the next year he's the natural Olympia champion out of the NPC IFBB. I don't know, you're supposed to be 7 years drug-free before you can become a natural Olympia in the PNBA, Pro Natural Bodybuilding Association, but somehow he sort of skipped 7 years, or whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I challenged him to a back double bicep competition, and he was scared of my back double bicep, not because it was so massive. So my point is, over 25 years, I took my back from not so good to one of the best, most recognizable back double biceps in the world, in the pro, truly drug-free. Not talking this bullshit NPC, IFBB drug-free, okay? And I had to know a little bit about how to train and grow back. So with that being said, no, you don't need to do deadlifts off the floor to build a killer back. These are rack pulls. What are rack pulls? Basically a deadlift without going all the way down to the floor. I don't know if you can see, but the plate's about that far off the floor. I'll give you a little bit of a demonstration here. I think I'll turn this way so you can see me. So it's just a light set for demonstration purposes. Nice breath in. Take the roundness out of the back. Anytime you do a deadlift, whether it's off the floor or off the rack, nice and tight. Nice breath in. For 3 seconds, you act like you're going to try to pull it off the floor or the rack, and that tightens up that lower back. Big breath in. For 3 seconds, 2, 1. Ah. Breathing in. Ah. Ah. So the big question is, do you pause at the bottom, reset, and then come up, or do you not do that and tap the floor or the rack and come right back up? I like both options. Ah. And also like to chest open, blaze back, and exaggerate that at the top to feel those upper back trap muscles in a unique way. I don't mind setting it down. No momentum, resetting. Ah. Set her down, regroup. Ah. Especially on your heavy set, maybe on the light warm-up sets. Maybe just tap and come right back up. Ah. 3, 2, 1. Ah. Those are little tiny micro reps on the last couple repetitions. 3, 2. Ah. So I know a lot of people make fun of my noises. The timing of your breath is important. Making the ah noise, training yourself to release the pressure in your head, ah, and let that air out so you don't hold your breath and blow a freaking gasket in your head. Having an aneurysm is pretty important. So I like the ah noise, because if you don't and you hold your breath, you're going to create more pressure in your veins and your arteries, and especially in your head, potentially problems. So there's as much as I could throw out there for anybody who wants to know if deadlifts are necessary for gains. Darin Steen, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe thing somewhere. It's right here, I believe. The little bell so that you'll get a notification. And my motto is, if you're new to me, the only thing that's going to limit you is your mind. I'm 53 years young. I'm feeling like I'm My physique is probably better than it was 20 years ago, but you got to be smart. And everyone here has an unbelievable ability to regenerate new, healthy, even disease-free cells. Because every 18 months, every cell in your body will be dead and gone. What are your new cells going to look like when you change what you're putting in your mind, change what you're putting in your mouth, and change the way you move? You do have the power to change to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Woo! Boom! Yeah, baby.